It's great man. It's great boxer. It's Olympic champion.
Oleksandr Usyk's first words after sparring with Anthony Joshua revealed a calm but undeniable confidence. Usyk praised Joshua's power, discipline, experience, but you could tell he wasn't shaken at all. His focus remained on what he does best: sharp timing, perfect footwork, and calculated precision. It was a response full of respect, yet carried the quiet assurance of a man who trusts his skill. A true master staying composed before the real battle begins.
It's tough.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
No.
It's not easy, absolutely.
Oleksandr Usyk's first words after sparring with Anthony Joshua reveal everything you need to know. Usyk showed respect, but behind that calm tone was pure confidence. He acknowledged Joshua's size, strength, and experience, but you could tell he wasn't shaken at all. His focus was on timing, accuracy, and flawless strategy. It was classic Usyk, composed, sharp, and mentally 2 steps ahead. This wasn't just a reaction. It was a master showing he's still operating on a different level. Usyk's message is loud and clear. Joshua isn't just a big heavyweight. He's skilled, powerful, and incredibly tactical. And for Jake Paul, this should be a serious warning. Facing someone like AJ goes far beyond hype, followers, or promo clips. Usyk's comment highlight what truly matters in the ring: elite timing, smart adjustments, and mental toughness. Joshua is a calculated, dangerous technician, and anyone, especially Jake Paul, who underestimates him, is stepping straight into real danger.
Size doesn't matter. If size matter, king of animal would be elephant.
Yeah.
But if you wanna, you first your skill.
Anthony Joshua's words reveal the depth of rhythm, timing, and fight IQ he brings into every exchange. He's not just throwing punches. He's reading, adapting, and responding with the precision of a seasoned champion. Every movement, every counter, every adjustment is calculated, never reckless. For Jake Paul, this is more than a warning. It's a reality check. Misreading Joshua's timing or walking into one wrong moment could result in serious consequences. Against AJ, mistakes aren't forgiven, they're punished. This isn't just raw power. This is the mind of a champion at work.
Hit a few times, he gets hit a few times, he gets hit more, gets hit a bit.
Eddie Hearn makes one thing very clear. Anthony Joshua's advantage isn't just his natural physical gifts, it's his obsession with improvement. His discipline, his daily grind, and his willingness to evolve are what separate him from the rest. For Jake Paul, this should be a serious wake-up call. He's not just stepping in with a big puncher. He's stepping in with a man who studies the sport, who drills every detail, and who constantly upgrades his game. AJ's progress isn't accidental. It's deliberate, structured, and dangerous. When a heavyweight combines power with high-level refinement, the challenge becomes far bigger than fans realize. Jake Paul will not just face strength. He will face a fully sharpened, fully prepared, championship-caliber machine.
In camp, living in camp, training with him day in, day out. And it made a big difference in the fight. So I think he knows that the way that he's going to improve is time in the gym, and also...
Derek Chisora highlights one of the most important truths about elite boxing. Sparring is where fighters sharpen their minds, not just their punches. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every exchange a read. Every opening a test. Anthony Joshua approaches sparring like a strategist, calculating, adapting, and turning every round into a mental chess match. For Jake Paul, this is a major warning. AJ isn't just a big puncher. He's a veteran who has spent years learning how to punish mistakes instantly. Underestimating his ability to analyze patterns, expose weaknesses, and strike at the perfect moment could be disastrous. In boxing, experience isn't a bonus. It's survival.
Totally different. Sparring, you're there to learn. So the guy you knocked out in sparring, he's understand, okay, I did this silly move, that's how I got knocked out, so I'm gonna have to stop doing this silly.
Lawrence Oakley highlights one of the most important qualities every real fighter must have: mental resilience. Getting dropped, getting stunned, or getting pushed back isn't the end. It's part of the journey. Champions aren't defined by avoiding mistakes. They're defined by how quickly they reset, adjust, and come back sharper. Oakley explains that the ability to learn under pressure is what separates elite fighters from everyone else. And that's exactly what we saw with Oleksandr Usyk after sparring Anthony Joshua. Usyk didn't panic, didn't get emotional. He adapted. He processed every exchange with calm, calculated focus. That level of composure is what makes world-class fighters dangerous. For Jake Paul, this should be another reality check. He's stepping into a world where experience, resilience, and mental sharpness matter more than hype. Against someone like Joshua, one moment of hesitation, one mistake, can completely change the fight.
And that's what I think of the fight. Getting dropped, once again, it's not the end of the world. People get dropped in fights, you still win them. Getting dropped in sparring, it is what it is. I mean, you just got to be able to dust off and kind of keep...
Tony Bellew emphasizes the sheer dominance Anthony Joshua brings into the ring. Against a less experienced opponent, AJ doesn't just fight. He controls every moment, dictating pace, distance, and pressure with authority. Usyk's sparring sessions with Joshua highlight this perfectly. Joshua's power, timing, and ring generalship make him a force that requires elite preparation to survive. This is a level Jake Paul is stepping toward. A fighter who not only hits hard, but thinks faster, adjusts quicker, and commands the ring like a true heavyweight champion.
Because if Anthony Joshua puts 10-ounce gloves on and gets in a boxing ring and Jake Paul is in the other corner, this won't last long. This will last as long as Josh wants.
Sam Jones stresses just how dangerous Joshua's power really is. By sparring with him, Usyk gets a first-hand look at timing, range, and defensive tactics. Watching Joshua up close underscores the need for respect, focus, and careful strategy when facing a world-class puncher. The lessons from observing him are clear. Underestimating an elite knockout artist comes with serious consequences.
We can all joke, but nobody wants any permanent damage to happen to Jake Paul. But if Anthony Joshua hits Jake Paul with the right hand he hit Francis Ngannou with, he could brown bread.
AJ's statements reveal the mindset of a true competitor. Unwavering focus, confidence, and a drive to dominate. Usyk's sparring session offers a first-hand lesson in intensity, tactics, and mental resilience. Grasping this mindset is just as important as physical defense, highlighting the psychological advantage that elite fighters bring into the ring.
I'm gonna break his face, I'm gonna break his body up, I'm gonna stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart, I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter.
Derek Azor makes it clear. Anthony Joshua leaves no room for a drawn-out fight. His dominance over fighters like Ngannou demonstrates how AJ can end contests decisively through skill and power. For Usyk, sparring Joshua is a lesson in adaptability, timing, and resilience. Watching AJ control the ring allows Usyk to study pacing, reactions, and defensive maneuvers. It's a masterclass in efficiency, combining raw strength with precise execution. Usyk's first impressions show how a champion handles threats, recovers rapidly, and stays mentally sharp under pressure.
No, I don't back Jack Paul. That means what is it you're doing? You have to smoke him in 3 rounds. The same way he did in Ngannou. How many rounds was in Ngannou?
2, second round.
Exactly. So yes.
Tony Bellew highlights the clear physical edge Anthony Joshua holds over most fighters. His height, reach, and weight create major advantages inside the ring. And Usyk's sparring session gives a first-hand look at that force. Experiencing Joshua's power up close lets Usyk gauge timing, distance, and effective counters. Bellew emphasizes that while physicality can shape a fight, intelligence, awareness, and adaptability are just as important. Usyk's composed take after sparring shows he's learning from both offense and defense, recognizing the impact of size differences while preparing mentally for elite-level competition.
Anthony Joshua, who's now 5 inches bigger than you, maybe more, or 4 or 5 inches, and about 100 pounds heavier. You just don't go from there right up to there. Yeah. I don't believe it. And I won't believe it until the two of them got 10-ounce gloves on in a boxing ring. Because if Anthony Joshua puts 10-ounce gloves on and gets in a boxing ring and Jake Paul is in the other corner,
Carl Froch points out the risks of stepping into the ring with a top-tier heavyweight like Anthony Joshua. Jake Paul hasn't faced competition at that level, and Froch stresses that underestimating AJ is extremely dangerous. For Usyk, sparring with Joshua isn't just about throwing and absorbing punches. It's a learning opportunity. Experiencing real power, timing, and tactical choices in action helps him sharpen his skills. Usyk's initial reaction after the session shows a focus and analytical mindset, proving that mental preparation is just as crucial as physical defense. Fraka's perspective underscores why seasoned fighters approach elite opponents strategically, relying on experience and adaptability rather than just confidence.
This is a one-round job because AJ, even though he's past his best, even though he's seen better days, he throws a nice 1-2 down the middle. He's got a nice bit of distance, and fake Paul can't fight. He just can't. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't fucking fight. He lost to Tommy Fury, for crying out.
Duke McKenzie highlights the massive gap in both size and experience in this matchup. Facing a powerful seasoned heavyweight like AJ is naturally a huge challenge for anyone untested at this level. Usyk sparring with Joshua offers a first-hand glimpse of that disparity. The sheer strength, timing, and movement of a world-class heavyweight are clearly visible. For Usyk, it's an opportunity to study defensive positioning, reaction time, and countering techniques in a high-intensity but controlled setting. McKenzie's insight shows that preparation, respect for physicality, and smart ring awareness are just as important as pure technical skill. Sessions like this serve as a masterclass in how elite fighters dictate distance and dominate inside the ring.
Right, I don't believe to fight Anthony Joshua. It's not like he's beaten, 4 or 5, top line heavyweights, other heavyweights. I don't believe he's boxed any heavyweights.
Tony Jeff acknowledges that while Jake Paul might seem like a potential threat in a heavyweight ring, against someone of Joshua's caliber, that threat quickly disappears. This perfectly illustrates why Usyk's spar with AJ is so valuable. It's not just about matching power. It's about observing timing, precision, and defensive awareness at the highest level. The difference between raw strength and a methodical, experienced fighter becomes clear. Usyk gets to study how Joshua reads opponents, manages mental intensity, and executes with calculated skill. Jeff's analysis emphasizes that athletic ability alone isn't enough. Strategy, preparation, and professional experience are what ultimately determine success.
Is going to win this fight by knockout. You would think I'm absolutely crazy, right? But the thing is, it can happen. 10-ounce gloves, heavyweight, Jake Paul can punch hard. But do I think that's going to happen? Absolutely not, mate. Anthony Joshua is an absolute beast, an unbelievable, highly skilled, highly trained, highly experienced professional boxer with power in both hands, and he's really good at finishing.
Spencer Oliver highlights the harsh reality of stepping into the ring with a top-tier heavyweight like Anthony Joshua. Reviewing Joshua's past bouts, particularly against fighters like Ngannou, shows just how fast a skilled pro can overwhelm less experienced opponents. For Usyk, sparring with AJ offers a first-hand lesson in this efficiency. He can observe timing, power control, and footwork while learning how elite fighters dictate the pace and exploit openings. Oliver stresses that previous experience in lower-tier bouts or smaller weight classes doesn't fully prepare someone for this level. Usyk's insights from these sessions will shape both his defensive approach and offensive planning, combining careful observation, quick adaptation, and refined technique.
Help Jake Paul. That's all I can say. We saw that what Anthony Joshua had done to Francis Ngannou. He went out there and iced him in a couple of rounds. A guy coming from a different discipline. Well, this kid's coming from another level. White collar boxing in 2018, gone through the mill, and the only boxer really that he's actually boxed, a legitimate boxer he got beat by, and that was in Tommy Fury. Now,
even in fragments, Johnny Nelson's commentary captures the intensity that comes with facing someone like Anthony Joshua. He highlights the layers of anticipation, tactical planning, and mental games that take place before a fight of this caliber. Sparring sessions, like the one Usyk experienced, offer more than just technical lessons. They reveal the mindset of a champion, how to handle pressure, adapt in real time, and maintain focus under fire. Nelson emphasizes that elite boxing is as much a mental and strategic challenge as it is physical. For Usyk, observing these dynamics provides a roadmap for managing both the physical demands and the psychological intensity of competing at the highest level.
This is the new Anthony Joshua.
I like this. I like this. Listen, so you hear the likes of what Wilder has to say, Fury has to say, White has to say. These men are raw. You're thinking, boy, I must have.
After hearing perspectives from Chisora, Bellew, Frock, McKenzie, Jeff, Oliver, and Nelson, it's obvious just how important a sparring session with Anthony Joshua is for Oleksandr Usyk. Every observation highlights not only AJ's raw power and experience, but also the mental focus, tactical intelligence, and ring awareness needed at the elite level. Usyk's first comments after sparring show a fighter who is calm, thoughtful, and ready to adjust. He's taking note of timing, distance, and defensive positioning, turning every exchange into a learning opportunity. For fans, this gives a rare glimpse into how top-level champions prepare, analyze, and earn respect in the ring. So, what's your take? Can Usyk use these lessons to deliver a flawless performance against Joshua? Or will AJ's size and strength be too overwhelming? Share your predictions in the comments. Hit that like button if you're excited for this showdown. And subscribe for in-depth fight breakdowns, exclusive reactions, and insider boxing insights you won't find anywhere else.